Welcome back. Too Many Podcasts.
Welcome back, guys.
Welcome back. We're here with our guest, Josh Robertson.
Nice to have you here, bro.
Yes, sir.
It's dope to have you here.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it, guys.
First guy to have on a podcast.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So, it's a first for everything.
You're gonna live it up with the journey.
Live it up.
Yeah.
Live up to our name, Too Many Podcasts.
Yeah.
So you want to tell us a little about yourself?
Yeah, I'm Josh. 23 years old. I started fighting. I train out of Triforce MMA in Pawtucket. My main coaches are Peter Jeffries and Keith Jeffries. Great team of guys over there. We have a whole list of just killers. We got Shane Dillahay. He's fighting. He's got a fight coming up. We got Coach Dan Cormier. He's got a fight coming up. We got a bunch of. We got Sahib Jackson. Sahib Jackson just had his MMA debut, won in the first round by guillotine, after destroying the kid in stand up. So, yeah, I'm very blessed to have such a good team around me. And as far as the fighting goes, it's definitely a lifestyle. It's not like it's in my mind 24/7. It's a
You think
It's
you
a
always
journey.
wanted to do this?
Yeah, I've always, I wouldn't say I've always wanted to be a fighter, but I've always been involved in mixed martial arts. I've always been a fan of UFC. I was always raised around tough situations, so that just made me a little bit tougher and I think more built for it. And then it just found me, entered my life. A couple months ago, I had like some traumatic shit happen. I have a friend, Tyler Rigo. He got me into the gym. I started lifting. Shout out to him. Completely changed my life, honestly. I come from a background of drugs and all sorts of shit, so I completely changed my whole lifestyle around. Started getting into the gym. Changed my diet. Changed my habits. Changed my wake-up times. Changed everything about me. And then shortly after that, jiu-jitsu found me. And then from there, it was a wrap. And then I got into MMA.
That's dope. Now, so you'd say like your struggles or what you went through is kind of what got you into like mixed martial arts?
Oh, 150%. Me losing my father, me going through a failed relationship, me just feeling like I didn't have anything that I was proud of. You know what I'm saying? I feel very proud to be a fighter. I feel proud to be part of something bigger than myself.
What age did you start mixed martial arts?
I just started this last year, really training professionally. Now, I've had fight. It doesn't mean anything. You sound stupid if you go into an MMA gym and be like, oh, I've had.
I'm a street fighter.
You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
You sound ridiculous. So I'm not gonna say that, but I haven't really started training until like this last year.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, did you like ever like you said you did mixed martial arts before you got into MMA, right?
No, just jiu-jitsu. I started out doing jiu-jitsu, and then that led me into mixed martial arts because from jiu-jitsu, jiu-jitsu is an art of ground fighting and submissions.
Yeah, of course.
So from there, you kind of think, hey, I kind of want to be able to protect myself in all aspects of the sport.
Stand
you know what I'm
up too,
saying?
yeah.
I want to be able to stand up and bang. So that's what, and I've always wanted to test the waters. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Get in
course.
there with the trained guys and fucking see how I do.
Now, do you hold like a belt right now? You do gi? You do no gi?
I do gi and no gi. I'm about to be a blue belt soon.
Oh,
I'm
that's
on my
nice.
last stripe. Yeah. From jiu-jitsu, it's a different aspect of fighting it with your hands because there's ranking in jiu-jitsu. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of
So,
course.
as far as jiu-jitsu goes, I'm very new to the world of jiu-jitsu. There's black belts out there that'll blow me out of the water. You know what I mean? Like, but I learn every day and I keep progressing. Like I'm in the gym 4 or 5 hours a day every
That's
single
crazy.
day. Yeah.
So you're at Triforce like every day?
Yeah, I go to Triforce. I train at Gary Boletto's gym sometimes.
Cranston,
boxing.
I know
Yep.
it is, yeah.
I hit the gym all the time. Yeah. All my training is completely based and oriented around mixed martial arts.
That's dope. So, like, what's your goal? I know some people get into it because, they just want to defend themselves. Some people do it because they want to, like, it makes them happy in general, just to, like, it's like a hobby. And some people want to actually, like, fight. Like, you know what I mean? Like, train, like, fight professionally, like, whether it's amateur or pro. Like, what do you see yourself doing?
I 150% believe that I will be a professional fighter within the next 3 years.
That's nice. Yeah.
I train with the purpose of working harder than everybody else. I completely want to be the best me I can be in every aspect of that saying, and along with fighting, that's where it all branches out for me, because when you look at your career as a fighter, it translates to everything else in your life. So if I'm slacking in areas of training, that you can see it in my persona. You can see it because I'm slacking in other areas. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
So it's very important that I train as hard as I can, and I keep my mind in that focus of fighting, because in that clarity of training to fight, you become successful in other aspects. You start thinking, all right, I'm wasting time doing this and this. I could cut that out in order for me to be more efficient in my training. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then as far as money goes, I train a lot. So I work a full-time job and I have other things, but then you have to start thinking, oh, well, I train this much time and the price of living is this. I have to come up with something now. Through training, now you're thinking, oh, well, like me, I'm trying to start my own brand, starting to come up and build myself up from the ground. And so that way, when I mention my name, I have something attached to it. Right now, I'm going to the National Academy of Sports Medicine. I'm doing online certificates to become a personal trainer and a nutritionist, and all that will end up contributing to my training.
Yeah, that's dope. That's dope.
Now, do you use your whole energy? Like, say how like you're having a bad day, people would go to the gym and just like, like use that energy to actually gain something out of it instead of sitting there like being depressed, or, you know what I'm trying to say?
Yes, 150%. But you have to also look at it in the aspect of, if you carry your pressure from the outside world into that gym, you will not perform. You will not perform how you're supposed to, because you have to be clear-minded. You have to be in a flow state. You have to be connected with self, and it's all based off of like healthy habits, to be honest with you. And this is something that Tyler Rigo helped me a lot with. You and Wes Watson, this is a quote from Wes Watson. If you look at a man and you look at his habits, you can tell where he's going to be in life. Because if you wake up and you procrastinate and you put everything off, nothing's ever going to get done, and you're just going to keep falling down this rabbit hole of insecurities in knowing that you're not your full potential, because you know in your heart that you're not doing what you're supposed to do. But opposed to somebody, even if you don't have a good day, right? But you still got up at 5. You still took that cold shower. You still went to the gym. No matter what, you're still ahead of the game. You're above 90% of the fucking population, and it's all because of those habits. So you have to program yourself to be more successful. You have to think when you wake up, 90% of the people in the world want to stay in bed, and most of them are. But you know what? I'm not gonna, because I'm gonna be more successful than the guy next to me.
Yeah, habits will make you and break you.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. That's why I smoked cigarettes for 12 years. 12 years straight, over a pack a day.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I quit cold turkey. I still hit vape pens every once in a while.
Which is not as bad as
it's a bad habit. It's an awful habit. But
fucks up the lungs.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, especially with training.
You need that. You need all your breathing techniques and all that. Yeah.
I know jiu-jitsu can be super demanding. I remember when I was going to Triforce and rowing, it's like, you go there, you roll a Triforce, obviously. So, you roll with one person, and then it's like, all right, now you roll with the next person right after that. And then it's like by the second, third person, I'm like tired. I'm just giving up my arm and giving up this. I'm like, I'm fucking tired. Like,
a lot of people are like that. Like, say you take somebody that's new, that's a very good athlete, they can condition themselves in other situations. There's nothing that can really prepare you to have somebody on top of you going full force trying to submit you. You know what I mean? There's nothing that can plan you for that, because if you're if you're at the gym, right, and you're sprinting, your brain wants to give up around 40-60%. So you're gonna sprint, and eventually your body is gonna tell you, all right, you're gonna slow down, go to a jog, get your breath back, and then we're gonna do another sprint. Your pace is almost determined on that opponent. You know what I mean? If you're dead exhausted, they're still gonna be coming at you, and you have to defend yourself. You know what I mean? So that brings you to another level of conditioning with cardiovascular health, I feel, because like it's almost not your choice. You have to, or else you're gonna get tapped. You know what I mean? So and for somebody who doesn't like to lose, you know what I mean? It's like I'd rather push through the pain.
That's crazy. So have you competed in like any Naga tournaments or anything?
I did Tap Out Cancer. We got a Naga coming up in February. Actually, I'm gonna compete in that. I got a couple guys that are also gonna compete in that. My friend Alex Salter, who trains out of Gary Boletto's gym, good friend of mine. Shout out to him. He's gonna be competing. He's a good kid. He's like me. He's starting out. He's just starting out. He's a couple months in, but he's got potential to be good at jiu-jitsu.
That's dope. Yeah. Devin's still over there, right, Menard?
Yeah, Devin Menard. Shout out to Devin.
I love
Devin's
Devin. He's a good kid. Yeah.
Love Devin.
Yeah.
I was actually on the way over here. I was just telling the story about how he ruptured his nuts.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. My friend Shane Dillahay. Shout out to Shane. They were sparring, and I wasn't there for this, but
Wait, this is recent too.
yeah. This was like a couple months ago.
Oh.
Yeah. He ended up ducking a shot. And when he ducked the shot, he went to go throw an uppercut to the body. And Devin's a tall kid, you know what I mean?
He's very
and
tall.
he was ducked down, so he came up and hit him in the nuts.
Oh.
And he ruptured his nut, yeah.
Fuck, man.
Devin's such a good kid. I love him to death, yeah.
Yeah, I remember I was talking to Devin, and he was like, yeah, I'm going to get into mixed martial arts. I was like, yeah, go to Triforce. Because I was there. I mean, I was never too consistent. I started there when I was 17. I'm going to be 27.
Yeah, yep.
So I stopped. I was going to wear my Triforce OG shirt. I was telling him,
Really?
like, I should wear the OG Triforce,
yeah,
like the old one.
I was gonna, but I ended up wearing some other stuff.
Nah, but I remember the
I'm
first.
going to spar right after this.
Right after
Yeah,
this?
yeah, I
remember
gotta be
they
there at
used
6:30.
They used to have the sparring at Saturdays when I was there. They do it Wednesdays now?
I do sparring on Wednesdays in the afternoons, Fridays in the mornings. They have open mats. There's a bunch of times to get in there and start throwing.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Because I remember when I first started going there, they have the training for warriors in one room, and
Yeah,
then they
yeah,
got the
TF,
MMA. Yeah. And
Training future
I remember
warriors.
the first time I went there, it was Manfredo's gym on the other side
The
of it.
boxing gym, yeah.
Yep. I remember I walked in there. It was just, it looked like just like an old kind of this boxing gym. I see some dude just sitting there like shadow boxing in the mirror. I'm like, okay. I'm getting closer because you have to walk by that room to get into the MMA room.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I'm like, oh my God, it's Peter Manfredo Jr. It's crazy. But now they came a long way, man. I used to go there for private sessions with Pete, Jeffrey, and Keith. I was going there for a
Keith's
couple.
a killer. So
Keith is a killer. Pistol Pete, yeah. They're both beasts. But what happened was they used to do private sessions. I used to go with, I don't know if you know, like Brandon Gomez, Ryan Gomez.
Yeah.
Yep. I used to go with them, specifically Brandon. And then eventually they got so busy. The demand for MMA got so high they couldn't do private sessions anymore. So all that time they used for private sessions, they'd prep fighters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty ridiculous in there. Like the one-on-one time that you get with Coach Keith and Coach Pete, it's out of this world, dude. They're so intelligent. They're professors in the game. You know what I mean? So you gotta listen to every word they say really carefully.
Yeah, they are a beast. And in Baleto's gym too, he's come a long way.
Gary's a killer.
Yeah,
Gary's
he's a beast.
killer. Scary dude.
Yeah.
Scary dude.
He knows the shit. He's fast. He's like in and out and like.
It's not even just that, but like if you're
he?
a regular guy, you're a business owner walking around, you get into a confrontation, you don't know who you're talking to. That guy, like he looks like he's a regular looking guy, you know what I mean? But you walk around, he'd hurt somebody.
He'd
like,
really fucking hurt
there's
somebody.
a
Yeah.
fine line between like people that train and regular average people. Like even if you go to the gym, it does not mean anything because a trained martial artist is just on a different level.
And then he's on a different level from just like your regular trained mixed martial artist.
Yeah,
like, he'll make trained
exactly.
people look like they don't even belong in there.
Exactly.
You know what I'm talking about? He's a beast. He's crazy.
That's exactly what I mean.
Yeah.
Like, that would be a. Yeah, Gary's a great guy.
Yeah, I remember too. I went there. I went for one class over there with Devin. Devin Menard brought me over there.
Yeah.
And
I've only been over there a couple times, but I'm gonna start going over there because he does mostly boxing. I get my jiu-jitsu in over at Triforce, but I'm gonna start doing more boxing classes over there for sure because he does run a good program and he's a great trainer.
Yeah, I want to go back there. Either they're a Triforce or something. My heart's always gonna be a Triforce. This is where I started off. You know?
Dude. Yeah,
but I
awesome.
gotta go back there at some point, man.
There's a lot of competition there too. Gary's a little bit smaller of a gym, so
you get more
with
one-on-one and
jiu-jitsu
stuff,
aspect
too.
of it. You'll get like a little bit more a variety of roles. You get a little bit more people with more experience because there's a lot of high level belts in there and that consistently go all the time. You know what I mean?
That's crazy. Yeah, that's dope.
Yeah.
So let's bring it back to you like a couple years ago. So how did my question? I was just thinking about this in my head. To when did you notice that like whatever I was doing, like I need to stop that and like start working on myself? Like to what point to you're like I had enough for what I'm doing? Because like we all had these moments where you're like fuck this shit, like I can do 100% better and all that. To what moment when you just like this is it, like I need to start working on myself, I need to start becoming better as a man, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you want to lead up on that.
So as far as me being a drug addict, that all ended when I lost my father. One thing that really made me realize that you can't lead that life of selling drugs, and I was addicted to hard drugs for a couple years, and people really don't understand unless they've been through it how hard it is to drop something like that in your life. But when you have something traumatic like that happen, where like I've seen people overdose, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I've seen people die in front of me, so it's like that was when I lived in Ohio. I had left and came back to Rhode Island. That was when I quit drugs. As far as my aspect of healthy living and stopping smoking cigarettes and stopping eating bad food, that all happened when I just got out of a long-term relationship. I was in a relationship for about 5 years. That came to an end. I seen a lot of things in my life that needed to make changes, and I had people around me like my mom, my little brother. I had people like Tyler Rigo in my life support me and show me that I had a lot of stuff that I needed to work on as a man. So that's when I kind of dropped the unhealthy habits, and from there I just started working. Now it's been about a year of me grinding every single day, hard, real hard. Like I train 4 or 5 hours a day, to a point where if I take people with me and they drop out and quit, you know what I mean? Because that's the level that I'm working myself to. Because I hold myself to that standard because I made the mistakes that I have. So now I know where to not go back to. You know what I mean? So now as a man, I wake up and I know how to act, and I know how to perform, and I know how to structure myself, because hey, you don't want to be that person that you were 3 years ago. You don't want to take back steps. You want to go forward. You want to progress, because there's 2 ways that it leads you: if you're on drugs or if you have those habits, dead or in jail, or in the hospital because you're overweight and fucking health problems, and you know what I mean.
So, I mean, I can relate when my father passed away. Like, I was doing shit. Like, I never did hard drugs. Like, but I was smoking all of that.
Yeah.
And like when he passed away, instant right there, I'm like, yo, like all the shit my dad told me was like, yo, like you can do this better, you can do this better. Like all clicked in right away, just fall in pieces. I don't know if that's like how close your relationship with your father was.
It was almost exactly the opposite. So
really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So that structure that he gave you, don't do this, don't do that, I learned by him making those mistakes. Almost. Yeah. He was the bad influence in my life that would make mistakes that I seen and was like, all right, this is not how you conduct yourself as a man. You know what I mean? So my influence from my father never came from what he did for me. It's what he did against me, to me. You know what I mean? So that's he's still alive. I haven't talked to my father in probably like 6 years now, probably a little bit longer, but due to those reasons.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy where life can take you, bro.
Oh yeah.
And like you have to like, we're in a generation, bro, where you have to like fall for you to fucking learn what you like. It like you did. You use your dad as an example for you not to be like him. You know what I'm trying to say? No offense, I'm not trying to disrespect.
No, 100%, bro. We can
some
talk
people
about that open.
Like you can point out like things they're gonna do wrong, but they won't listen till they fall. You know what I'm saying? And it's bad. Like, why can't you learn from this guy or this guy? He did this shit.
Yeah.
He fell. Look where he ended up. But like this generation, they want to see it. They have to go through it for
themselves.
Them
yeah. That was like me with fucking Xanax and shit. Yeah, that was ruthless.
Yeah, Xanax. I call those forget-me-nots, yo.
Yeah, you wake up. Like, what happened?
What the fuck happened?
Yeah, literally. I got I think he knows about this. It's like a year and 6 months ago. I was so addicted to bars. I just took like 15 in one night. Didn't even forget me nots. You get in a car, you don't even remember. I wake up the next day. I'm like that movie. I'm outside. I'm like, where the fuck's my car? My head's hurting. Where's my car? My dad leaves me a voicemail. You got in a bad car accident last night. Hit 2 cars and a telephone pole.
And you didn't even know.
Didn't even know. So it's such a crazy shit. Drugs are just fucking awful. But like you're saying, you know, sometimes people sit there. I don't know if you had this happen to you in school. You have those people come in like, don't do drugs. This and that. And you're like, oh yeah. Like the more you tell me not to do it, now I kind of want to fucking try it. You know. And then you fucking try it, and you're like, man, this motherfucker was right. Like, you know, look what happened to me. And then you try to tell people, and then some people, like even like myself, I'm guilty of it. Where it's like, you end up doing it, and then you end up learning like the hard way yourself, and it sucks. But like, you know,
with kids like me too, especially like, dude, I'm the most addictive kid. Like with MMA, bro, that's my addiction now.
That's good.
Like I went from drugs to that. You know what I'm saying?
Though.
So like,
that's really good.
When I like something, I don't just like that shit. You know what I'm saying? I need it in my life. So like, it was the same thing with drugs. I fucked around, played around a little bit, and found out the hard way. You know what I mean? So that's like with certain things, it's like. That's why with the healthy habits that I'm talking about, that needs to become your addiction. For all the people that are out of shape, for all the people that have drug problems, have family problems, that are young looking for ways out of the situation that they're in, it's all through self-discipline and all through listening to your intuition and listening to the higher power. I'm not going to talk about religion. If you're religious, you believe in God, but I believe in an energy that definitely tells you right from wrong and tells you what you're supposed to do in life. And I do believe in a divine power that like brings you towards your overall goal. I feel like your story's already written. You just have to live it. So
You have to like unlock it on the way out, like unlock your passes, I guess.
Yeah, it's like almost like a story, right? Where if you ever played those games where like you can make one decision and it'll bring you down this path, but you make another decision to bring you down the other one, and you can go good or bad. It's like it's just like that in life, bro. You make good decisions, you fucking follow that momentum, and you make the right choices. You'll go through a path of success. Yeah, some things will happen. Natural, nobody can help a natural disaster. You live somewhere, your house gets fucked up. Now you're in debt, or you got to rebuild your house. You're in a situation like that. Natural things happen. And, like, you will overcome those things as long as you tell yourself this too shall pass. But none of it will be self-induced. If you go down the road of making bad, poor choices within yourself and understanding, okay, this is a bad choice, I'm going to make it anyway, that's going to lead you to a path of, all right, now this is self-destructive. Now I'm doing things that I shouldn't on purpose, you know what I mean? Because that's part of my life, eating. People really live their lives, and I haven't eaten fast food in probably 2 years. There's people that live their lives eating fucking McDonald's and smoking cigarettes every day, all day long, and that's how they live. And then they go home and they watch Netflix and they sit on the couch and they don't give a fuck that they are fat or out of shape, but they can't breathe when they walk up the stairs.
Yeah, they get too comfortable with it.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Well, you have to see that problem. You know, some people don't see it as a problem.
Well, it's almost I'm not gonna say it's like part of them, but like I was just talking about this in the car on the way here. My mom is a cigarette smoker. She smokes. Like I told you, I smoked cigarettes for 12 years. But it's a part of you. When you go outside, like after you're done eating, whatever, you reach in your pocket, you're grabbing that cigarette because it's a part of you now. You know what I mean? And that's how you end up smoking 2 packs a day, because you end up lighting cigarettes off of other cigarettes because you're fucking addicted now.
And like every time you get pissed off, I need to smoke a
cigarette.
cigarette.
Yeah, you know, it's a crutch. That's what it is. That's like something that I had a problem with for a long time, using things as crutches to say that like nobody should need anything to feel happy. You should be happy as a man, as a person on your own. You shouldn't need some sort of artificial happiness. You know what I mean?
It should come from within, not things from the outside. Yeah.
You should sit there and be a confident man, be happy. Like, yo, I'm breathing this air right now. I got the ability to get grateful, up and fucking walk around. There's people that I know that are locked in a box for 23 hours a day that don't get to see the light of day. You know what I mean? So it's lucky to be able to. You got to take the good with the bad and just know that it's more good than bad at the end of the day.
It's true.
I got people in my life that completely changed my aspect of that. If you asked me the same question probably a year ago, I would have been probably a cup half empty type of guy. You know what I mean? But the cup is half full, and people around me really like that. It's worth the ride. You know what I'm saying?
Now, say if you didn't, all the trauma you went throughout your life to this point, if you didn't go through all of those, would you still do MMA or
absolutely not? I would not be dedicated. I would not be disciplined. I would not have any self-respect. I would be that person I'm talking about. I'd be the lazy McDonald's eating, cigarette smoking, fucking couch monkey.
So is that trauma what made you like a savage technically?
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, it is sometimes most of the shit is the trauma shit you go through in your life.
I really believe it, because that's what makes me work harder. Is knowing what is out there, that if you don't work hard, what's gonna happen? And that's what pushes me every time I want to give up. Every time I think like, yo, I'm just gonna leave, or hey, I shouldn't go to the gym today. I think like, yo, this is what's gonna happen if you don't. You know what I mean? So you got to. It's not an option.
Plus, you know how far you came. Like, you know what I mean? Like, the fact of how far you came and all the shit you've been through. When you do these things, it's like, man, this is nothing compared to the shit I went through. This is like a breath of fresh air. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is like it's good. It's like almost euphoric. Like, you know what I mean? Especially like when you know what you went through and now where you are now.
Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that my life is harder than anybody else's. Everybody goes through their own struggles in their own ways. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that just because I went through something bad that makes me a savage. But I don't believe that I would have the willpower to get up every day and do what I do if I didn't, because long story short, I feel like that is what I still am self-driven. I still, without the trauma, would probably get up and do some shit, but I feel like that really is like the overlying, like, I'm not going to be a failure. You know what I mean?
So if you go back to the kids who have like simple life, they grow up to have like a simple future, I guess. You know what I'm saying? It's not like.
And not only that, but kids that are given things that, like, say, you never really appreciate it. So I feel like I have a great appreciation for my life now, because I had nothing for a long time. And, like, I've had times in my life where I've had nobody. So when I think about the people I do have in my life now, I'm very, very grateful.
Simple life, bro. Like you said, we're talking about spoiled kids. So, like, when spoiled kids have everything they want, and when they actually hit the real world and they get like something bad happen to them, they don't know how to fucking act, or they don't know how to go around there, and they're all depressed. But when you grow up a bunch of shit that you want through your life, and you had to get on by your own, like nobody's there tapping your back, like, hey, you'll be good, you'll be fine. You grow up to build that mentality, like, I can get through the whole life, when compared to somebody who's just spoiled the whole life. They don't know what to do when something hit them. You know what I'm saying? And like, parents are not gonna be there forever. You know what I'm saying? Like, your father, your mom, whoever supports you, who you look up to, they're not there. They don't live forever. You know what I'm saying? So you have to build that mentality, like I got this, and I'm stronger. And like Andrew Tate, I don't know if you're a fan of Andrew Tate. He said like, we're like, guys these days are soft. Like, there are like, women are stronger than guys these days. I swear to God, like mental wise.
Yeah.
Like, guys are like right away, oh, like, this is, oh no, I can do this. Like, oh, like, be soft on me. Like, this is bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And like, that's what it's leading up to. It's leading up to like, they're gonna switch roles. You know what I'm saying? Like, a guy is gonna be a woman, and a woman is gonna be a guy. Like, I swear, like, it is crazy. And if you don't have that right motivation, or that right person that, like a father figure, I guess, you know what I'm saying, that tells you, show you
right
the life
wrong.
is from day one, not like you, like, oh, you're 18, you just get hit to life. No, like, you're getting, as soon as you're like 13, 14, you know what life is, and you know what's coming for you. You know?
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy, bro. Like, where I feel like I want to be that model to my son. You know what I'm saying? I want to show him life before life hit him, because you won't be ready for it.
Yeah. I am a little bit of a fan of Andrew Tate. I'm a fan of some things that he says. Obviously, he has some contradiction things that nobody agrees with, but it's here nor there. Nobody's perfect, you know what I mean? But no, some of the things that he says are good, valid points. One thing that I do agree with that you're saying about what he said is that men are kind of soft now, and I feel like it's almost like a inherited thing. Like you said, you want to be that father figure that the kid already knows what the world is, because you showed him, and he had to go through shit, so that way he knew what is going to be ahead. A lot of people, we live in a matrix. It's a rat race, and that's what he preaches a lot. And I know a lot of people don't like to hear what his words are, but if you really listen to what he's saying that a lot of people live their life in a 9 to 5, and they go home, and they do this until they're old. Yeah. And then it's too late to make a change, so you say fuck it, and you continue working, and then your life's over. You know what I'm saying? That's his idea of it, and that's said in not so many words, but people still have lives, don't get me wrong. They have families, but it's all a design plan to
keep you controlled. Like, to keep you going in a straight line, not like
to hold the order,
to see what you're fully
to distract you from like all the shit that's really going on. Yeah.
Like, you can be doing 10 times better what you're doing instead of.
There's a story that was told to me the other day. I'm gonna use it now. Coach Keith Jeffries told me the story. There's a story about the eagle and the crow. So, the only bird to mess with an eagle in the wild is a crow. And they fly, and they peck at the back of their neck. They'll try to land on their back or whatever. How that eagle gets rid of the enemies of the opponent is by flying higher. And higher in altitude, they're thicker. They're built for it. They can go higher. So when they climb altitude, those crows fall off. And it's almost like with society, you have a group of people, and the majority of them are going to the bar. A majority of them are drinking. Majority of them are wasting their time on social media and talking to girls that they'll probably never see again, that are just literally waste of time. I'm not saying that the girls are a waste of time. I'm saying that the interaction of using their body to masturbate is a waste of time. From that, you'll have 1 out of the 10. That's the eagle. And that's the kid who will wake up early. That's the kid who will go train. That's the kid who will not let the other people influence, because he knows that he's going to find a group of eagles that are going to fly with him. You know what I mean? Instead of being amongst the other.
He'll be like a leader instead of a follower.
100%. 100%. You have to be the one to know in your head when somebody says it's like a group of teenagers, right? You got a group of teenagers. They say, oh, we're going to go do something bad. We're going to go vandalize this place. We're going to go break in. We're going to go do this, go do that. Then you got the one kid that's like, you know what? That's not a good idea. You know what? I'm going home. See you later. Peace out. That's the ego, because he's not going to let somebody else's actions fuck him in the end, because he knows in his heart what's right. You know what I mean?
That's true. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's good to definitely separate yourself from like shit like that, or just like how you're talking about like people like doing the typical 9 to 5, but not really thinking like what they could be actually doing with their life versus like just settling for less and saying, no, I'm not good enough. It's like, no, fuck that. Like, you are good enough. You just got to go out there and fucking get it. Like, stop enslaving yourself to this common thing where like, okay, your whole point of life is to just be born, work, go to school quick, work a 9 to 5, pay your bills, and then die miserable. Like, you know what I mean? Like, do what fucking makes you happy. Like, don't be a leader, don't be a follower. Like, you know what I mean? Believe in God. A lot of people that do this shit too, and like just think there's like no point of life, like no purpose in life. I'm not throwing shade, but like some of them don't believe in any higher power. They don't believe in anything. They just think like, well, we're just here, so fuck it. Like, I guess I'm just gonna work a 9 to 5 and fucking do this and do that. Like, nah, fuck that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's a purpose for everything. Like, water brings life, trees, oxygen. This, like, what do you think? There's a purpose for everything, but there's not a purpose for you. Like,
there's
you know
an equal and opposite reaction
exactly.
to everything.
Yeah, 100%.
You a fan of bodybuilding, either of you?
Yeah.
And Arnold Schwarzenegger. You guys both know him, obviously,
yeah,
right? He always said, there's no, people say it's the biggest excuse in the world. There's not enough time. There's not enough time. I don't have enough time in my day. And yeah, it would be nice if we had a couple more hours in the day, but you make the time, bro.
Facts.
If you want something in life, you will get that shit done, and you'll cut out the bullshit, and you'll do it.
You'll get up earlier. You'll drop bad habits. You'll realize what's beneficial to you, what's not, and fuck it. And then you get in that habit. Like, habits are gonna make you and break you. And if you're gonna make excuses, habits are fucking breaking you.
There's 24 hours in a day. Okay, normal people sleep from 5 to 8 hours, right? You work an 8-hour shift, most people. And say you have some external hobby like I do, where I train for another 4 hours, then you got breakfast, lunch, and dinner. What the fuck? Like, you don't have a lot of time to be playing around.
Nah.
So the idea of entertaining myself with a female that I don't really have intention of making her my future wife or the mother of my children, that's not worth my time. If I'm gonna go out and stay out late and drink, I'm not going to invest in that, because it's going to make my day tomorrow shitty. And in order to be successful, you have to have positive momentum and not take back steps. And I'm kind of sounding a little hypocritical here. I'm not perfect. I'm not saying that I am by any means. I take back steps sometimes. Everybody makes mistakes. And life throws mistakes at you. Life throws curveballs in. But as long as you put your foot forward and you try to be the best you can be, progressionally, every day you will get 1% better. And then you'll look back, it's like climbing a mountain. I would have never been sitting in this chair about a year ago, bro. Now I'm at that middle point of the mountain looking down like, yo, I'm getting some fucking height, dude.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's pretty good.
Yeah, back to what you're saying about people, like, you know, you sleep, average person sleeps like 5 to 8 hours a day. Say
I get like 4 or 5 hours. I don't sleep a lot.
But I'm saying, say you are like one of those people that sleep 8 hours a day on average, right? And you live to 100. You spent 33.3 years of your life just to sleep. Think about that. 8, 16, 24. 8 out of 24 is a third. And you live 100 years, that's a third. You spent 33 years of your life fucking sleeping. Just sleeping, dude. Just fucking sleeping.
That's why I believe in... I don't have the structured wake-up times that I would like to due to my job and due to training and shit. But if I could have the ideal wake-up, and I will one day, it'd be 5, 6 o'clock a.m. wake-up, immediately in the gym, immediately get moving, because that's what starts your progression for the day. You know what I mean? And you have to build that to be successful. And like I said earlier, this is a quote from Wes Watson. You show me a man's habits, and I'll show you where he'll be. You know what I mean? Like, it's all stemmed out from how you present yourself. You are a walking resume. How you conduct yourself when we walk in the room and I look at you in your eyes and shake your hand, I'm going to shake your hand like a man, look you dead in the eyes, have an eye contact, because that's how a man projects himself. And somebody that doesn't do what they're supposed to do, they have insecurities within themselves that they don't even understand. And they won't look you in the eyes. They won't shake your hand with a firm grip. They'll look away. They'll cower, because at the end of the day, they know in their heart they're not who they're supposed to be, and they're not proud of themselves. You know what I mean?
You can always tell somebody about like how they carry themselves.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. You see
walk
somebody slouched over.
Exactly, yeah.
You see somebody head down, hands in the pockets. That's something that my coach Keith, he if I'm having a bad day, I walk in the gym, I got my bag on, I'm looking down. He'll look at me, head high, chin up, chest out. Because that's how you have to project yourself no matter what. because you're more open to the world. You're like this. Nobody wants to talk to you. No millionaire is gonna want to have a conversation with you. Your posture's bad. You're not paying attention. You're not looking at your surroundings. Somebody that walks in the room with their head up, chest out, fucking back straight, you know what I mean? That's the person that's going to get the attention. That's the person that people are going to want to talk to.
Yeah, people can read vibes, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
bro.
You get your head down, all this other shit. People are like, this person doesn't want to be bothered. They got some shit going on. And then you talk to them, and then their shit's rubbing off on you. Now you're like, damn, I was having a good day. Now this motherfucker's got me feeling
Yeah,
like, you know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
Literally. I heard a quote by Tom Segura. You watch comedy, stand-up
He's funny
comedy?
as fuck.
He's
I like
so
Tom Segura.
funny.
Yeah.
He
funny.
says that if somebody says hello to you, you have one of two responses, either good or great, because you don't burden somebody else with your fucking problems. You know what I'm saying? It's funny, but it's true. That's 100% true. But yeah, I really believe in that. I really believe that the way you present yourself has a lot to do with what comes your way, because you have to be open to opportunity, and that's what brings the opportunity in, is being successful. That's
always
the
thinking
key.
better of yourself.
Yeah.
Always like you're better.
Positive affirmations.
I was gonna say, we're at an age right now, like from age 17 to like age of what, 35, 40. Like this is the time for you to fucking grind, because after that you don't have the strengths that you have right now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you
Body's
have
tired,
to struggle.
this
You
and
know?
that, yeah.
So I like looking at life. Like I'd rather struggle now, knowing my life is gonna be easy at that. Because
Yeah.
at the end, it's, whatever you're doing right now is gonna be 10 times harder than you're gonna do down there. You know what I'm saying? It's harder. You can't even do it physically. You know what I'm saying? Like right now, I can't run. Like I would run with my son, but like I can't run with my son like that. What I did in 50, like if I'm 50. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, you
it's
can't.
it's way
Like,
different.
my back,
you
my
know?
fucking back.
Like what some people were like, why'd you have a kid so early? I'm like, bro, like what time do I want to have a kid? Like by the time he's 18, I'm already like 35. You know, like 40 almost. You know, like you can't do certain stuff. Like my dad have a lot of kids. So like my older brothers.
How many brothers and sisters do you have?
12 brothers and 1 sister.
Are you
Yeah,
serious? That's
he's
crazy.
serious,
But
yeah.
like you're gonna tell me the energy my dad has with who was his first son is gonna be the same energy he had with me? Hell
No way.
You know, that's what
No
I'm saying.
way.
Yeah.
But that's what I want to have that energy running after my son, playing soccer, doing this. Oh, I can't. I'm tired. Oh, I can't. My back hurt. Or like all that bullshit. And even for struggle, like you want to retire with your kids. You know what I'm saying? Seeing now their time to shine at the end. But when you keep working throughout your whole life, you're not gonna see none of that. Like I miss, bro. Like I swear to God, I'm not trying to say anything, but like the first step my son took, I wasn't there for it. You know what I'm saying? But like I rather work now. I rather work now for me to witness everything after that for him. You know what I'm saying? And I give him that hand. Like I'm against spoiling my son, but sometimes they need that little help. You know what I'm saying? And I want to be where I'm a point I can give that help, not me suffering myself. You know what I'm saying? So that's why you suffer now for you to have a better life later.
Yeah.
Like you say, you sleep 33 years of your life.
If you sleep 8 hours a
well,
night,
and like
yeah.
after that, like after you're fucking 40, 50, bro, technically you can't move.
Think
You know,
about that
bro,
for a
it
second.
Depends how you like.
33 fucking years, bro. We're not even 33 yet. You still got, you're 23.
Yeah.
You still got 10 years, right?
Yeah.
You're 24, right?
24.
24. You still got about 10 years. You know, I still got like another about 6.5 years. Imagine that you live to 33 and you're like, okay, this is like all the time I'm gonna spend sleeping, and you actually get that age. That's fucking scary, bro.
Yeah. You guys fan of Jocko at all?
No, who's that?
Jocko Willick. He's a ex. He was armed forces. He served in the armed forces. He's a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt. He says you shouldn't take days off within yourself. You should let life take days off for you. So the days that your kids are sick and you got to go to the doctors, the day that your car breaks down, you got to go to the mechanics. Those are the days that you take days off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Those are the days where you take care of what you need to take care of. Your son has a birthday party, you know what I'm saying? Shit like that. That's when you let life take the days off for you. And then the rest of the time, that's why you get up at 5 a.m. Because if you live by that lifestyle, of living like that, you're gonna be able to go to your kid's birthday party. You're gonna be able to make that time, because the rest of the time you're fucking grinding. Your whole life is a grind.
Yeah.
So it's a special occasion when you get that day off, when you get to spend that time with your kid. There's a lot of people that take that for granted, you know what I mean? Have a lot of time, and then they get accustomed to being around the people they love. They start treating them like shit. You know what I mean?
They don't notice until they're gone. You know?
Yeah, exactly. You,
Fucked up.
for example, don't have as much time to chill with your child because you're so dedicated now.
Yeah.
And that will, in turn, make your relationship so much more special. You know what I'm saying? Because
it's like a message.
Yes, it's
like a legacy.
Yes, exactly, exactly. That's exactly what I want to solidify. When I pass away, bro, the people that will be here and remember my name, Josh Robertson, will not be like, oh, dude, he was a fucking junkie scumbag that robbed and stealed. I want people to say that was a man of good morals that did everything he could to be the best version of himself, and he got up and fucking tried hard every single day to try to make it happen.
And that message like lasts longer, you know?
Yeah.
Instead of you being a bum, he's just...
I got a little brother who's 12 years old, and we got no father. And dude, I got people that look up to me. I got friends. I got people that I have to help inspire too, that are also going through hard times. Everybody goes through something. So whatever you wear, you gotta wear it on your back, fucking strong, and not let the rest of the world. You don't get me wrong. There's times where you could talk about your feelings and shit, and you could be that person. But the rest of the time, you gotta fucking. Don't matter if you're upset, you still gotta get up and you still gotta go. I don't give a fuck if you're crying at the gym. Get to the gym, dude. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, 100%. A lot of people, they look at this person, they look at that person, they're like, I want to be better than this person. I'm like, fuck that. Like, be better than who you were yesterday.
Yeah, be better than
who you
yourself.
were yesterday. Yeah, wake up every day, try to be a better person than you were yesterday.
Yep.
Because if you start trying to be this person, that person, you don't have time to grow because you don't know what that person went through, or the fact that they're trying to be a better person than they were yesterday. You're not who they were yesterday. You're who you were yesterday. So try to wake up every day and be a better person than you were yesterday. You know what I'm saying? Always try to be better than who you were yesterday.
Comparison is a thief of happiness. If you compare yourself to other people's lives, you'll never be happy.
Because there's always gonna be someone who's got more than you.
You ever heard the song "Love Yours" by J. Cole?
Yeah, I love that song. How many of us? Yeah.
There's no better life than yours, bro. There's always gonna be a girl out there that's better looking. There's always gonna be a car nicer than the one you have. You know what I mean?
Always.
That's fucking facts.
Yeah.
So you got to be happy with what you have in life, and you got to know that whatever's meant for you will come to you. Then, like me, I was never a conscious person. Never had any type of morals. Never had a subconscious that I spoke to. And over the last year of my life, I've found that and I've harnessed it, and now I try to put everything towards it so that way that voice grows stronger and my intuition's better. Because the stronger your intuition, the more connected you are with yourself, the more the right people that will come into your life, the more like that future girl that you're gonna meet, the body that you one day want to have, everything will fall into place. You just have to have trust and put your faith into yourself and trust your intuition and listen to that quote unquote God. You know what I mean?
I noticed the big thing about life. You have to be convinced. You know what I'm saying? Like, convinced of what you have. You know what I'm saying? Because if you're not convinced, like, yo, this is enough for me, you're always gonna look about something better than that. Oh, like I want, like we're talking about J. Cole. Like there's always gonna be a better car, better wife, or better house, whatever. Everything. You know, it's always. But once you, like, people live in a shitty house, but they convinced they live in a nice house. To them, that's all they want. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Life is about convincing yourself that, like, what I have is good. You know what I'm saying? If you don't, you're always gonna look at others. You always like millionaires. Once they become millionaires, now they want to be billionaires. Just like it, they just keep going up. Why are you not convinced of what you have? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
There's a lot of people that live that type of life that are it's like these glasses, bro. I'm looking through my life through these glasses, right? And I see everything a certain way. Mm-hmm. And then you're wearing a different pair of glasses that have a different strength. You see life through that your whole life. And then it's almost like we switch glasses, you know what I'm saying? Then you see it from a whole different perspective. It takes something in your life. I don't know if it's always something traumatic or it could be something positive. It takes something though, something in your brain. If you don't have it, it's a switch that flips, and then you'll start realizing like, yo, I've been doing this for how long? I've been playing this fucking revolving door game for how long? I'm not sick of it yet. I'm not embarrassed yet. Fucking, it's time to get up. You know what I mean?
It's time to go hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially like when we're talking about, you know, how sometimes people look up, like, I want to be a millionaire, I want to be a billionaire, and you're looking up the people above. I don't know if it was Rasulullah that said to not look at the people above, the people under you. You know, if you constantly look at the people above you and be like, damn, it's never gonna be like enough. But if you look at the people who have less than you, you'll always be grateful. You'll never sit there and be like, I want this, I want that. You'll be like, damn, it's not I want this, it's damn, I have this, I have that. Like, thank God, like, I'm healthy, like, my legs work, my eyes work, I have a roof over my head, food in my mouth, like, I have family. Like, that's what life's about. Like, you know what I'm saying too. And especially when you're talking about traumas and stuff, what people go through, yeah, that shit, like, obviously, like, it sucks, but sometimes it's like it can also be beautiful in a sense, because it's like, damn, like, that was an ugly moment I went through, but look where it got me. And maybe had that not happened, as shitty as it was, I would still be in that same fucking situation, you know,
Yeah.
where now I went through that, and now I'm like the best version of myself.
That's completely how I feel about my past relationship.
Yeah,
That's exactly
it's
how
good.
I
It's
feel
good.
about it.
You know, it sucks, but it's like a rose with thorns on it. If you
Yeah,
think about it,
yeah.
you know, you fucking prick yourself, but look at the result. Look at the top. It's beautiful.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
dope.
You put it in that way, sounds good.
Thank you.
Yo,
Yeah.
so what advice you have for somebody who wants to start MMA?
Just show up. You need to take that first step and believing in yourself and come to a fighting gym, and it's gonna suck, bro. This is advice to anybody that is just starting out, bro. You gotta be tough. You gotta be resilient. This is not a sport for somebody who likes to win all the time. You're gonna lose. You're gonna be unsuccessful. You're gonna get beat the fuck up.
A lot.
and that's what comes with it, and through that you'll grow strength, and through that you'll grow technique. And I'm not making it out to be like, yo, you get in there and get beat up every day. It's not like that at all. But you are performing and executing practice in an order of, all right, I'm doing this for a reason. My reason of training is to fight somebody. You know what I'm saying? One day, there's going to be a dude standing across the cage that's the exact same weight that I am, that is trained just as hard as me, and we're going to fucking fight and see whose technique's better. That's the art of mixed martial arts. So for my advice for jiu-jitsu practitioners, get in there. Jiu-jitsu's fun. Jiu-jitsu is an art form. It's a language. It is a progressive art that never stops growing. There's people that invent new shit in jiu-jitsu every single day. And it's one of the most beautiful things. And there's doctors that have studied medicine for years. There's fucking people with PhDs that say that jiu-jitsu is the most life-relevant thing that they've ever done, and it's changed their perspective on how they look at life completely.
Wow.
And as far as Muay Thai, kickboxing, shit like that, I feel like that takes a little bit more of a, you gotta be a killer. You gotta have that in you. If you can't take a shot to the chin, you can't deal with a little bit of blood, you're not gonna make it, you know what I'm saying? You gotta be able to deal with that, to do Muay Thai or kickbox. You get kneed in the face, bro. That's not pretty, you know what I mean? So that's a different type of, you gotta wanna do that. That's gotta be something in you. Your heart tells you that you need to do it. That's why I do it. I feel like if you don't have that, you'll never do it. You know what I mean? You'll never even find your way. You'll maybe try it once or twice, but you will never be consistent, because people that shy away from that stuff it's just who you are. It's just not in you. You know what I mean? But boxing's a beautiful sport too, bro. Boxing's deadly, but bro, float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. You know what I mean? It's an art of not getting hit, of protecting yourself and throwing counterattacks, and it's like a game of chess. It's beautiful. It's completely beautiful. So my advice to anybody that's trying to train any type of mixed martial art, get in there, try it out, see what you like, and stick with it, because nothing happens overnight. This is like with financial wealth. This is with spiritual wealth, your mentality. You're not going to just wake up and be like, oh, shit, I learned jiu-jitsu. You know what I'm saying?
By accident. That's what Andrew Tate says. It's not going to happen by accident.
It's not going to happen by accident, bro. You got to get out there and you got to work for it. So people wouldn't, if people knew that, it's almost that, like, if you knew the effort level it took going into it, you almost wouldn't go. Because if you think about it on a long-term scale, I'm not going to be a black belt for fucking 10 years plus, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a long road. It's a long, long road. And that's just, like, something that you come in every day and you'd be better. And, like, that's something that also shows your progression, because you're being ranked in jiu-jitsu, you know what I'm saying? You get a belt, you get stripes, so you can almost physically see your growth in jiu-jitsu through that. But not only that, but you feel it when people that are jiu-jitsu practitioners, they can feel it within themselves. You can feel yourself getting better. You can see yourself making minimal mistakes, less and less mistakes. You can see your breathing getting better. You can see your control getting better. This is all shit that comes with time.
Yeah.
And I'm not, bro, I'm not the best in the world. I'm telling you right now. There's people that are so fucking good at jiu-jitsu. You could have a guy that goes in there 220 pounds, all muscle, jack, cock, diesel. He's going to lose to a kid that's 135 pounds that's done jiu-jitsu for 5 years. You know what I mean? Has nothing to do with it. Nothing to do with how strong you are. Nothing. It's all about how calm you are under pressure. It's all about your technique. It's all about in here. It's not and in here. It's jiu-jitsu is a different type of art.
No, I never asked you that question. Who do you look up to for MMA fighter? Like who you want to be, or who is your motivation? Like who is the top?
Nate Diaz, dude. Nate Diaz. Nate and Nick Diaz, the Diaz brothers. That's like me, dude. That's like I love that persona, the tough guy. Fucking hit me, I'm gonna hit you right back, bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like,
what's up, motherfucker?
Yeah, what's up, motherfucker? Lighting joints at the press conference and shit. Like, I never been the one that was like socially accepted. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's him. If that was anybody else back in the day, like he would have been on the cover of magazines. But he's Stockton too. You know what I'm saying? He slaps you in the fucking face. He'll light a joint at the press conference. He don't care. You know what I mean? He's himself. He's completely and utterly himself, bro. Like. He trains triathlons, like outside of UFC. So not only is he a professional UFC fighter, he runs marathons, swims miles, and bikes miles, and then goes and does other shit too. Like he's a fucking freak athlete. So like him and Nick Diaz,
that's stamina in the game. Yeah,
the Diaz army, yo. That's like one of my if you say right off the top of your head, like yo, who's one of your favorites of all time? Like since I was a little kid, Nate Diaz. Yeah, Nate Diaz is the shit. I remember watching The Ultimate Fighter, like him in the Ultimate Fighter house, like somebody sprayed fuck their team on the door, and like this was like when Ultimate Fighter first came out, bro. He was trying to fight people right in the house, like it was crazy. He's
raw, bro. He's fucking raw.
He was raw.
Yeah.
He's a raw dude. And like if you watch his fights, bro, he'll be battered, bro. Cuts above his eyes, below his eye, broken nose, fucking hand broken. He's still fighting, you know what I mean? And he'll still knock you the fuck out and look at you and be like, yeah, look at me, I'm bleeding. I don't give a fuck. I'm still going to knock you out, bro. He's nasty.
He's wild. I remember there's like, he'll sit there, he'll slap you in the face and go like this. There's times he's on his back and like, he's in like, he's like pulling guard or something like that, and he's smacking you in the face and shit like that, and he's just like flipping you off from the fucking ground. He's badass.
Yeah,
bro.
He's a badass, bro.
Wild. He's nuts. You should see his fights.
And like so Conor McGregor coming up was very influential, bro. Like people that just hear about UFC, they're like, "Yo, Conor McGregor." You really don't know what the fuck he did for our sport unless you really follow it. Bro, he was the first person to take two divisions, bro. You know how crazy that is? He held a belt in 2 divisions, bro, for the first time ever. He went out there, right, and fought Nate Diaz, and he took the jump up to fight Nate Diaz, and
2 weeks notice too, right? He pulled.
No, I think
he was supposed to fight RDA, wasn't he? And then Nate Diaz came in, right?
Rafael Dos Anjos. I'm not sure. That might be true. I'm not sure. We gotta check that.
Yeah.
But he went out there to go fight Nate Diaz, and now everybody in the world, bro, thought like, yo, Conor's gonna go out there and knock him out. And I said to everybody, I was like, no, he's not. Like, Nate Diaz is gonna fuck him up, I'm telling you. And like, sure enough, first round came out, Conor was beating his ass, bro. Like that fight, if you want to watch a good UFC fight, go back and watch the first Conor McGregor versus Nate Diaz. He was a bloody mess, bro. He was breaking his face. He dropped him 2 times in the first round. They came out in the second round. Conor was winded, bro. And Nate Diaz was laughing at him, slapping him in the face, rocking him. And then he shot for a single leg, and then Nate Diaz choked him out. And when they went into the conference and they asked him, how do you feel? He said, hey, I'm not surprised, motherfucker, because he knew in his heart, you know what I'm saying? And that's the reason why I like Nate, bro. Nate's a fucking killer. When the odds were always stacked against him, he always didn't give a fuck. He's the underdog, you know what I mean?
Yeah, he can take a fucking beating too. It was like he got dropped twice, and it was like he knew no matter what, like fuck this, I can take a beating. And then he knew this guy's gonna wear himself out. He was fucking fresh in that third and fourth. I don't know if it was the third or fourth round he submitted him, but he was fucking.
It was the second round. Actually.
Second round, he was fresh.
In the second fight, they went 5.
Conor was like fucking gas, bro, straight gas. I remember, you're right. He shot. And Diaz, I think.
Oh, you're a wrestler now.
You're a wrestler.
Oh, you're a wrestler
now. Fucking sprawled, and then Conor gave up his back. He stuck him, I think, twice, and then he like let his neck completely open. Just fucking submitted him, bro, and he tapped. And it was like everybody went fucking nuts. It was like the biggest upset in UFC history. I
say Anderson Silva too. When I was a kid, the Spider, bro, he was the best. He was the fucking best.
Yeah.
He broke his leg real bad. That's kind of what ended his career.
Yeah,
he still fought after. He just fought Jake Paul. fucking.
Yeah.
But that's all bullshit. You ask me. I don't.
Yeah,
I don't follow.
That's classic.
Nah, he's getting into MMA. That's a little interesting. I'll watch
He's
that.
fighting Nate Diaz, isn't he?
Yeah, nah, he would never.
I
do
thought they
that.
said no. I'm
He'd
serious.
Get killed,
I
bro.
don't know if this is true or not. I think they're signing a deal where allegedly they're gonna box, and then 6 months later he's going into MMA. He's supposed to fight. I don't know
If
but
they
this is what
do
he
that, they'll go to the ground and they'll just get choked. The
Yeah.
his jiu-jitsu game is he's a Brazilian jiu-jitsu black belt.
Yeah,
You
he's
know
a
what I'm saying?
beast.
He's a fucking animal.
You know his story when he was 16. He used to go into jiu-jitsu like Stockton, California, and he would literally just go to jiu-jitsu practice. He didn't have money, so they'd buy him tacos. and
Tacos,
shit like that.
yeah. That's the story. You know the story about Nick Diaz?
No, I don't know.
He lost his girl, and his girl died when he was
shit.
real young, and he would run after practice every day and promise her at her grave that he would become a UFC fighter. And bro, like that's a true. He ran there every single day, bro, on some real shit.
Yeah, he's a beast.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah, it's fucking nuts, man.
yeah.
No. What do you? I don't know. It's a little bit off topic. What do you think of Dana White slapping his wife?
To be honest with you, bro, that's a high pressure situation. You don't think anybody's looking. You know what I'm saying? Like, me personally, I'll never lay my hands on a girl. I've had girls punch me right in the fucking face, not even batted an eye. To me, it's like, as a man, you know, bro, a girl's face is structured differently.
Oh, of course.
Like, there's tough girls out there. Don't get me wrong. Like, bro, Ronda Rousey, like girls like that, professional MMA fighters. You can be a female and do anything. Don't get me wrong. You could fight, whatever. But naturally, your jaw is not structured like a man's. And like, bro, if you fucking, he's a big dude, Dana White. You see his arm,
Huge.
he's a
Fucking,
big
like,
fucking guy.
Yeah, he's like 2'8". He's like at least 260.
Now I'll play out a different scenario. If it played out a little different, she slaps him, he cocks back, hauls off, and knocks her the fuck out, breaks her jaw.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It was an open hand slap. Still
Then-
not good, but it's better than a punch. You know.
Yeah, but you know,
she shouldn't have done it to
She
begin with.
hit it
but-
first, though. No.
She did, but they were
Yeah.
both drunk. Not justifying, but you know how alcohol when you.
I
fucking
feel like
drink
as a
and shit.
man, you should be able to have the self-control to grab her arms and just give her a bear hug. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah, of course.
And if not, there's other people around. Fucking run away like a bitch, bro. Fucking put your hand up to your face. Be like, yo, somebody help. Fucking
Yeah,
get this
it's
bitch
not,
off
Not
me.
even worth it. Yeah.
Like, I feel like it was wrong of her. Nobody should put their hands on anybody in a situation. Like, that should never happen. Because it's not. That's not what this is. You know what I'm saying? We don't live in the fucking 1800s. We're not gonna go outside and fucking duel with pistols. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna be like, get in the kitchen, bitch. You know what I'm saying? So I don't feel like it is right to put your hands on a female in any circumstance just because we are the superior fucking. Bro, we're stronger. It's not fair. If they had a fucking power, like if it was almost equal, I'd be like, yeah, fuck it. Who cares? It's a big. You know, she got the opportunity to knock you out too. But at the end of the day, we know that girl's not gonna hurt you seriously. She might scratch your eye. She might fucking do some shit, but she's not gonna knock you out, bro. She's not gonna fucking choke you to sleep. So de-escalate the situation.
Some girls, it's a very small percentage. You know?
Very small
It's the ones
percentage.
that you
But also,
expect,
there's
bro.
some girls who don't train who can just pack a fucking punch.
Yeah.
They hit you on the button, the temple, the jaw, fucking chin, bro. They hit you on the right. They'll knock you the fuck out.
I feel like he went about it very perfectly. Like, he went out to the media like, yo, I don't give a fuck. Don't accept my apology. I'm not apologizing. I was in the wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like,
He didn't justify it, which was kind of cool.
yeah.
Just, like,
He
real
wasn't
life.
like, yo, she hit me first, so I knocked her. You know?
You know.
He was like, yo, it was my fault. She hit me. I was drunk. She was drunk. I overreacted. I fucking slapped her.
They've been
That's what
together
it is.
since they were kids.
Yeah, bro. Bro, when I was with my ex-girl, you guys, how long you been with your girl?
My wife's we're on 4-3 right now.
Bro, how do you have a girl long-term
No, I know the
relationship?
longest relationship I had was like 4 years.
Bro, so you know, bro, you get in arguments where you're fucking screaming at each other. If you live with each other, I lived with my girl for fucking 5 years almost. There's times where you want to be like, yo, I'm gonna slap it. You know what I mean? But you don't. You don't.
Yeah.
It's almost like at the workplace when you're like, yo, my boss is being a dick. I want to punch him in his
And
face.
there's, like,
But you don't walk up and fucking knock him out. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
Like, if you've been with her for a long time, she knows how to fucking
Press your
Yeah.
buttons.
Fuck
Yeah.
off.
She knows what to piss you off.
Like, you can get in an argument with anybody else, but nobody knows how to piss. But there's some stuff that would just like, yo, like, you know, that's gonna get me so heated. Bro.
Yep.
That's good. Wrapping it up.
Yeah. I kind of got to get out of here soon.
Yeah, man. This is a really good fucking podcast. You know, we didn't have not a damn dull moment, guys. You're watching too many podcasts.
Thank you guys. Make
Thank
sure
you
subscribe,
guys. Appreciate it.
Follow my boy Josh.
Yep.
I'll drop his links down there.
Yes,
And
sir.
Appreciate you for you guys watching. Subscribe and follow. Thank you. You guys have a good day.
Take care, guys.
Appreciate you coming, bro.
Appreciate it, bro.